Welcome, and you join me after a very exciting reveal show from the Warhammer Summer Preview. Now, I will caveat as well, we also had from Archon Studio their monthly AMA, so I will also go into Starcraft shipping details for the rest of the world. They have full details released, so I will be giving you all the latest news. Now, going straight into Warhammer, we have some amazing reveals. We're going to get onto the Exodites a bit later. I think they look absolutely stunning, just as a bit of a spoiler. But also we have amazing new Necromunda. But I would like to start us off with Horus Heresy and the new Custodians. Or Custodes, as you may know them. We have a new box set. We have a new Telemon. We have an all-new Grav-Attack. And we have our new Jetbikes as well. So we're going to start off with the Telemon Heavy Dreadnought. Now, Telemon Heavy Dreadnought are some of the largest dreadnoughts deployed by the Imperium. Funnily enough, it's about the same size as the Saturnine Dreadnought. So it's just about a little bit taller, but not quite as chunky, but it looks more live and manoeuvrable. Rivaling the massive Saturnine pattern and size, they are also amongst the rarest, and each is said to include an armor plate fashioned by the Emperor's own hand. The weapons they carry are usually only seen on much larger tanks and war engines. Yeah, they carry big weapons, including that one, which is an all-new piece as well. So they are treating us a little bit. This new multi-part plastic Telemon Dreadnought comes with a full complement of main weapons, each boasting an elaborate and tricky-to-spell name befitting the Emperor's Guardians. Cheers, guys. You can choose from a Telemon Ceastus with twin neutronium cascade projector for crushing foes in combat, or Arrhx Storm Cannon. There we go. For taking on all corners. An Adrathic Desolator for slaying Terminators, and an Iliastus Accelerator Culverin for obliterating Space Marines. Jesus Christ, by the Emperor's name, may he be praised. That is ridiculous to say. It's a finely wrought chassis that's been upgraded with additional decorations befitting the greatest Custodian heroes, and it mounts a powerful, spiculous missile launcher on its shoulders. I will say, and I think going forward as well for Horus Heresy miniatures, going from forge-rolled resin to plastic, this is a great example of the filigree and the details that they're starting to bring into plastics. This is beautiful. Now, this is also a massive miniature, so these are not tiny details, but they are nice details. Now, if they can do this scale down to, tiny little guy like this, brilliant. That's amazing. If not, then, hey, I'm sure we'll get over it. So next we have the Gryfalcon Jetbikes. It was a weird name that you called it. Gryfalcon. Gryfalcon sounds about right. Gryfalcon Jetbikes. Agamatus Solidites prizes the Gryfalcon pattern jetbike for the immense power of its plasma-boosted engine, which allows the nimble craft to carry both a heavily armoured Custodian and a potent ranged weapon in the hull. So armed, these fast attack units screen the main Custodian force and strike at the enemy's flanks, simultaneously preventing encirclement and reaping a bloody toll on their battle lines. So yeah, they're really powerful and fast. We're going to speed through a little bit, but we'll just zoom in there so you can just see some of the details. And I will say these are now the most beautiful jet bikes I have seen. I like the scimitar jet bikes, obviously, Horus Heresy. I think they're just so elegant. They look like tiny battleships. These look even more elegant. And, even the details like these clearly are like adjusting aileron sort of thing. So, yeah, very cool. Very, very cool. Lots of details. Jesus Christ, lots of details. If you like painting screens, you'll love these. Still only a single engine. This back bit actually reminds me a lot of the scimitar. Pallas Grav-Attack. Okay, they could have called that Grav-Tank, but sure. Pallas Grav-Attack. So this has a multitude of different weapons on it. They described it as a land speeder, of which an example we have here from the recently painted Armageddon box that you can see right here. Also, it's 30 degrees in this room. hence why I'm dripping in sweat. So if you appreciate all the hard work, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment saying, for the Emperor, I hope that you cool down soon. Don't worry, the cool wave is coming. So back to the Pallas Grav-Attack. Based on the same Gravlift technology used in the Coronas carriers and the Calidus tanks, the Pallas Grav-Attack is a blisteringly fast hunter-killer armed with weapons heavier than can be carried by Jetbikes, Sodalites. Guys, they need to work on these names. This rapid strike vehicle can shred enemy armor with twin Arrtx blaze cannon, or blast elite warriors to bits with twin Iliastus accelerator fusel. Pick your pick of which nestles neatly under the cockpit. Jesus, saying these words is not rolling off the tongue well. I don't know if it's the heat, if my brain's failing me, but I'm a voice actor. I'm an actor. I'm usually good at doing this sort of thing, but Jesus, these names are just tongue twisters. Rules for using all three of these units in a game of Warhammer Horror Territory can be found in the new Liber Custodes, The Forces of the Emperor. We also have a beautifully illustrated Journal Tactica, Prospero Burns, The Judgment of Valdor, which I would say was more the Judgment of Russ. Wouldn't you agree, Brother Bob? It's Brother Bob, everybody. Got a Space Marine in my living room, look at that. It's not a living room, but it is a Space Marine. So that is the Custodians. Next, we're going to jump on to, let's see here, the new Orks for Warhammer 40k. Any of you who joined and watched the 48 hours challenge painting Orks here, thank you so much. The reception has been lovely. So we have new trucks. We can make, I think it's 3 varieties or 3 different styles, but I think you can mix and match. So you can have a lot of individuality with your trucks, which I think is super, super, super important for Orks. Everything should feel unique. And certainly for what they are showing, they've done an amazing job, which I am so in love with Orks that you never know. These may end up in my army. Speaking of ending up in my army, we do actually have Gazkul Fracker, who I'm going to be building very shortly after this. In fact, technically tomorrow. And we're going to be painting that for a 12-hour challenge. So if you want to see that, please subscribe to the channel. It'll be out next week. So back to the trucks, and you can see here we have a lot of different weapon varieties. You've got the buzzsaw, you've got like an attack claw, you've got rockets, you've got machine guns, you've got a grot with a... Is that a knife or a spanner? And I think the answer is... Or a wrench. I think the answer is yes. Fair enough. We have a new mech model. He looks pretty cool. I like the tattoo that they've put on his arm as well. That's a really nice touch. Again, please, when we have Space Marine 3, can we just have some Orks? I just want to shoot the barrel off the back of this thing. Can you imagine how much fun that would be? Like, just obliterate it. A new Warboss sculpt. You may have seen the Warboss already a few months ago, but we didn't show everything back then. He has more alternate parts. In fact, his entire head is built from a choice of 4 upper parts and 4 jaws, for a total of 16 combinations. Thanks for doing maths for us. Yeah, he looks pretty cool. Do you want to know another Warboss that looks pretty cool? I'm going to show you him right here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, he's looking awesome. And we didn't have a great deal of time to paint him up, so we are going to be improving that and then releasing him in one of our monthly showcases, possibly, well, probably next month. We have quite a lot to get on with. But just so you can have a look, we've got Bad Moons there, and we have a few examples. Oh, the Commando head is freaking cool. That's my favourite. I like the Commandos anyway. I think the Commandos look really cool. Codex Orks, new Codex. What they're promising is the digital code will bring more than just rules updates to the app. It's also going to bring lore updates to the book, but I don't know how that's going to work. I guess we're all going to figure it out in the coming months. So it's an interesting concept. I like the idea that they keep adding lore to it, but it will possibly be a digital codex with a physical copy, or they just have certain... I think it's going to be more likely that Warhammer community / the downloads will only have sections that you can download if you have the code unlocked for the Codex. That's how I think it will go. So it'll be a bit more like a paywall. But the idea is you buy that Codex, they're committing, they have to deliver on it, but they're committing to giving us lore updates, which I am happy with. Not happy with everything, but that certainly I think is okay. And we have all of our new units on there as well, which is good to see. So standalone Armageddon units, we're going to be getting Veterans of the Armageddon box. We'll also be getting their standalone releases, so you can add more Weird Boys, Dakar Rigs, War Tracks, and others to your expanding army. Brilliant. Some of these, I know some of them are coming out as their own starter sets. We have full starter sets coming as well, which is going to be good. Command Pack Orks. With so many detachments to choose from now, you want to keep the rules and stratagems you pick close at hand, so you don't have to go digging through the Codex in the heat of battle. The new Command Pack is just for that purpose, giving you 94 handy reference cards for detachments, stratagems, and enhancements, along with loads of double-sided tokens to keep track of important statuses, like stat penalties from unit rules, and whether Wazdak Gutsmeg has remembered to choose his Pulse Jet ability. I think these work better than data cards. As we've all discovered through 10th, data cards are worth nothing. By the time the Codex launches, they're already out of date, which is frustrating because it's the exact same story with the Codex. So, yeah, that's a smarter option. They're probably still going to be out of date shortly after, but hey, it's better than nothing. And we get new Ork dice as well. If you don't know, we're going to get releases over the coming weeks, and whoever wins that week for the Siege of Deathmire, they get the miniature release of the week. So please go and feel free to put yourself forward. You can only enter once per week, so they kept it fair. Next, I think this is a really big topic for all of you, although where it's gone is beyond me. Let's go further down. We have ready painted terrain and the new starter sets for the edition. So we're going to start off with the starter sets, and basically we have cut down versions of our Space Marines and Orks. So going into the Space Marines, you'll get 5 Vanguard Veterans, which they're nice models. I recommend jumping on, and you can pick up a box of these, have another Land Speeder, have another set of Vanguard Veterans. If you don't need Intercessors, you can get rid of them, but I think Intercessors are actually pretty underappreciated. 4-shot, strength 4, AP 1, fire them into whatever your open moment target is. It's a very cheap way to get AP 1 shots that will wound on a 5+. I think that's a pretty good idea. Especially if you deployed 60 of them and you would have 200 shots per turn. It would be grim. Absolutely mental, but no one does that. In terms of the Orks, you get the Warboss, a War Track, 2 Squad of Boys, 5, 10 Grots, a Weird Boy. That's your lot. Also, character-wise, for the Space Marines, you also get the Librarian, who is one of the finest sculpts, and you get the Captain as well. Again, beautiful sculpt. Him and the Warboss, I think, are intertwined, but I can't remember if they were on separate halves. You have to look at my unboxing video here. So next, you've got getting started with boxes, which is essentially a combat patrol style. So you only get 1/2 of each. I'm hoping that they keep the cost of these down from normal combat patrols, because let's be honest, these miniatures are going to be in circulation for a long ass time, and they're not exactly the multi-part kits that you get otherwise. I would expect your starter kit to be the one that is relatively expensive. Although I think that the starter kit comes with terrain now. Yeah, jump right into the new edition, designed especially for newcomers. It includes 2 complete combat patrols, Space Marines and Orks, core rules, 15 pieces of unpainted terrain, double-sided board game, range rulers, dice, and a special starter guidebook to ease you into the game. Okay, so we've got the introductory sets. That looks like MDF terrain. Sadly, seeing it a bit closer, it's laminated card, which isn't ideal, but for starter sets, as far as it goes, I think that's actually pretty reasonable. And there appears to be some unique sculpts in there as well. So that might be one for collectors, just to have something a bit different and unique. Certainly they look cool. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you have seen it right here. We are introducing a brand new Space Marine Lieutenant. It's the 25th one that we've got. Yeah, that's... I mean, cool. Space Marine Lieutenant. I mean, he looks like a Space Marine. If you ever just want a Lieutenant, just paint the helmet like a Lieutenant and no one can tell if it's an Intercessor or out. So, don't feel like you have to buy these, but if you need a new Lieutenant and 5 Intercessors, pretty cool. The sculpts are nice. The Orks, yes, they are definitely Orks. He's cool. I like his rocket launcher. Paint sets. Yes, we've got some new paint sets. If you want to see me do a challenge, just painting miniatures with just these paints, let me know. I have a lot of Space Marines to paint. Now we start getting into the really interesting things. So we have Combat Patrol Battle Zone. This is everything that you need for a Combat Patrol game, which used to be the Space Marine, not the Space Marine, the Ultimate Starter set, basically, which came with 2 armies and all this terrain, which is pretty much what the starter set was there, but I think this is just the terrain side of it. So, easily create Combat Patrol size battlefield with the new terrain set. It features unpainted push-fit scenery, fold-out game boards, and terrain footprints, making setup a doddle for your games of Warhammer 40k. This terrain setup is perfect for those who are just getting into Warhammer and fans of smaller, quick-fire games. Plus, you can combine it with the terrain from the starter set for a full Strikeforce-sized battlefield. Very good. Very good indeed. This is unpainted. However, we are now moving on to something very special, which, yeah, you've got like capacitor sets and all this kind of stuff here as well. We'll zoom in, have a little look at that. Try not to get my head in the way. And Battlefield Armageddon. This is basically the full-size set with 3 different terrain sets. This one is a ready painted set. So this is the new ready painted terrain. Having seen it on the stream, it looks highly detailed. They've done a beautiful job doing like light effect glows. You see that in the background there. It's really cool terrain. Obviously, battle board is going to be a basic board. It is what it is. You also have the new objective sets with the new terrain borders. It's all very useful. And have they done a thing where it's a pile of skulls? Yes, there's a pile of skulls underneath there. Of course it is. It's an Imperial city. Why wouldn't it be? Battle Mat Armageddon. So this is a fabric battle mat, which is not coming with a fabric battle mat. It looks like card. Got like a line down there. But if you want a fabric battle mat, they're finally doing it. Again, there's lots of companies that do battle mats. If you just want one from Warhammer, then why the hell not? This is a really good one. And going back, let's go jump to the top here. Now we're going to go into the Exodites in the new kill team. So again, we have Orks as NPOs in the same way that we had Tyranids, and we've had more Tyranids, actually, thinking about it. They're like Tyranids as NPOs because they're pretty cool to kill. Right, so they missed it at a little title here. They could have had Beauty and the Beast, but Beast and Brutality in the fight for the Maiden World. Yeah, these are amazing. I've heard rumours of these for a while now, and it's actually incredible to see them. Like, the painting potential for these is just off the scale. I don't think I'm going to get the full box, but I might get some of these in the future, just to paint them up, because I think, again, it reminds me a bit of the Lone Spear with the Calamandra, where you have this really beautiful mount, and then you have just a crew riding it. The Aeldari, they look fine, but the creature that they're riding is actually incredible. And they get 2 little babies. They're just a baby. They're getting shot immediately. So, Clanblade, fighting atop ferocious Redmawd Drake steeds. Clanblades are close-quarter warriors who wield powered swords and axes. They excel in assessing and understanding the abilities of their prey, directing their fellow Exodites into battle before striking down the deadliest foes. As far as they made aware, these things can leap over terrain very quickly. They go really far in Kill Team. The 40k rules will differ, but in terms of Kill Team, they're going to be an absolute menace at going from one side of the board to the other really quickly and just massacring anything that's at like the top of a tower. So they're really interesting Kill Team, I think. Really low on numbers, but super cool miniatures. Yeah, I really like them, and I like the different paint schemes that they've put out for them as well. So we've got a few examples here with the blue and the pink. I think that's a really nice scheme. Yeah, Kill Team Exodites. So there's 20 joint op missions that form a branching campaign, pitting the Dragon Masters against the Beast Snagger MPOs. So I don't think they're showing off the Beast Snaggers on here. They did show them previously, but you've got, you know, some things on big squigs. You've got some little bomb squigs. You've got a ton of boys. It's the boys again. Again, I like the boys. They're pretty cool. Nice miniatures. Also, we're going to do a bit more of that scarring on my current orcs as well. So, yes, that's the Exodites. Really nice kill teams there. And now we're just going to dive into Necromunda, which I'm going to be really quick with. I don't play Necromunda, but the one thing that I will say is the miniatures that they designed for them are absolutely gorgeous. I mean, look at the mohawks there, just the ridiculous hair, full-on gang warfare. It's a beautiful sight. So here we have Escher Blades of the Matriarch and the Goliath Forge Smelters. So I'll let you guess which is which. I'll just go back a little bit. I'm just going to cut through these quite quickly because I do want to get on to news with Starcraft tabletop miniatures games as well, which is Archon Studio had their AMA after a couple of months, and we have updates on shipping, which is super important for anyone that has pre-ordered Starcraft. So let me just shift our way across, and there's a little preview for you. So shipping, this is the worldwide shipping map. This is a screenshot taken from the live show. So Americas, you're getting your boxes shipped right now. The US has got 73% shipped in containers on its way to the distribution centers. You're probably looking at 2 to 3 weeks to delivery. Now, I think it says down at the bottom as well, Korea and Australia may take around 4 weeks. So give yourself a rough idea. There's going to be around about a 2 to 3 week gap between people getting their first boxes, people getting their last boxes. I have heard that people have been getting boxes now. That's quite surprising, but it is what it is. If you get your box, fantastic. Canada, your shipping starts on June the 30th to July the 3rd. So it's not a great deal of time, but it's going to take 2 weeks for shipping and then a few days to be distributed to your door. Now, European Union, this is not the UK, this is the European Union. 43% of your boxes have been shipped. So they're going out quite rapidly. Also for the Americas, 27% left are all going today. So they'll have shipped by now. Amazing. Between today and Monday. Fair enough. Right. EU, 43% of yours have been shipped. They are pushing these out as the days go on. UK, shipping between the 6th to the 8th of July. For me, that's not a bad thing because I've obviously had 11th edition to deal with and I have lots of painting competitions to do. Also, check out Hivestorm and Saturnine. Oh, yes. We like Warhammer here. I'm looking forward to adding Starcraft to that box sets. So, yes, we're going to get our shipping very shortly. I'm looking forward to it because I've been waiting for this game for a few months now, as we all have. Obviously, things have got very expensive with shipping as well, so I don't envy the team at Archon, but I do thank them for holding these AMAs because we can genuinely go in and ask what we like, and they have little sneak previews. We'll get into that very shortly. So, New Zealand is shipping July 9th to 14th. Australia, New Zealand, Korea is also shipping at the same time. So hopefully by the end of July, we all have our boxes and they get on to showing us Wave 2, which we know is Siege Tanks. I think that this year we'll get a new Zeratul. We might be getting, what was the Ghost Nova? We've got Immortals, and I can't remember if it was like a Defiler or something that we're getting for Zergs. We've got a lot of stuff coming. So I'm really looking forward to all of that. But we have a little sneak peek of something right here. Now I know you're just looking at a bit of a sprue here, but everyone was making their guesses in the chat, and the biggest name that was coming out is Raven. So we've got a Raven here, which is pretty interesting. I think they're a detector unit, if I remember correctly. I'm a few weeks off the last time I played Starcraft 2. But yeah, we've got really nice sprues, and Jarek, who's the CEO of Archon, was praising the team because if you look at the detail, like within there, they've done an amazing job. I mean, look at the little cable coming out. Little things like this that are easy to take for granted, but if you're painting this and you do want to take your time and go to town, you've got so much detail that you can put into it. It's a very, very cool bit of kit there. So that is the update for Starcraft. Last off with Warhammer, we are going to jump into Age of Sigmar. We have a brand new army to reveal. So the Ogor Mawtribes. These guys are butchers. They are pretty grim, actually. Let's even zoom in. Massive, massive boys, cause lots of damage. Not cannibals because they're ogres, but yeah, you don't want to be on the other end of one of their hammers or blades. But yeah, really cool miniatures. You can see a little bit tribalistic, again the way you'd expect like trolls and ogres to be. Super cool. The materials that they're using are all really nice. He's missing an eye. Brilliant. So we'll just quickly nip through these miniatures so you can have a quick look. They are pretty cool. Warcry and Lord of the Rings. There was no updates, unfortunately, from the Warhammer team for you guys. So apologies if that is your jam. They just clearly didn't have anything coming through, but they had quite a lot to reveal, to be fair. And they have just come off the back end of 11th edition. Haven't they, Bob? He says yes. He's called Bob, by the way. My granddad. So, yeah, brother Bob. Now, we have some... Jesus. So, fun fact, I was listening to the Archon AMA and this at the same time. I missed this. What on earth? Yeah. That's terrifying. So we're going to skip on past that to the Butcher, which, yeah. These guys are gory. These are some grim miniatures. Wow. Is that... No, it's not. I thought it had like an Oculus, like a sight that you would see on like a Space Marine on the Age of Sigmar. Different technologies. So these are your cleavers, and yeah, you can tell they're just super brutal. These are awesome. I haven't started playing Age of Sigmar. If I did, I'd probably be quite boring and get these Stormcast Eternals. I quite like them. But that's for another year. Definitely not this year. I will one day have my foray into Age of Sigmar. And we also have a new animation, which, to be honest, I might just link this. I'm not reacting to it. I'm boiling. It's been half an hour. And yeah, I'm well and truly cooked in this room. 30 degrees, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I think that is all for now. Again, we have some things from Legions Imperialis. We have some Titans with some new weapons. Feel free to go grab these. Yes, they look fantastic. Obviously. If you want mini Titans, it is a great way to get them. We also have a Reaver Titan here as well, with just an incredible weaponry on it. It's all highly detailed. I recommend looking it up. So yeah, this has been quite a long video. There's Blood Bowl. Again, I don't play Blood Bowl. Blood Bowl. Yeah, as you can tell, I'm cooking up now. And we also have brand new Warriors of Chaos and Grand Cathay in the old world. I do have High Elves for the old world, which is a very old set of miniatures now. So yeah, have a little look at that. We're going to skip on right past. I'm sorry, guys. I am cooking in here. You can even hear my voice drying out. It's that warm. So just a quick little rundown. Anything else that we've missed? There's a Warhammer Academy, which if any of you are looking to start up in the hobby or start up for others, I think it might be a program for like schools and stuff like that, and youth groups. Get yourselves on there. Get people into doing something important like hobbying. So that is all for now. I'm going to thank all of you for watching this video. And if you've made it this long, well, thank you so much. This has been a difficult one. It's really warm. Right, next video that you're going to see is an update on the channel along with an unboxing of Gazcool Thraka. So we're going to be doing the 12-hour challenge of that next week. It'll be launching probably around Wednesday, maybe a little bit later, depending on how my schedule goes. But you'll have the unboxing probably by Sunday or Monday. So, thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye for now.